So this is my favorite story of Adam and Eve. This is from the secret book of John. I will give kind of a slight recap before I start. Just some of the highlights to me. Maybe not everybody wants to listen to the whole thing, but in this version of Adam and Eve, it is not Father God who creates the Garden of Eden. It is Satan. And it is not Satan who tempts Eve. It is Christ. So a very interesting version that really turns the original story of Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden on its head. Here we go. In the beginning, there was only the one, the Father, who is illimitable, since there is nothing before it to limit it, unfathomable, since there is nothing before it to fathom it, immeasurable, since there was nothing before it to measure it, invisible, since nothing has seen it, eternal, since it exists eternally, unutterable, since nothing could comprehend it to utter it, unnameable, since there is nothing before it to give it a name. The Father was surrounded by luminous spiritual water. He gazed into the water and saw his reflection. His reflection became Barbello, the mother, his female counterpart. Barbello was also called Pronoia, forethought, because she was the first thought of the Father. Barbello asked for the Father to grant her foreknowledge, incorruptibility, life eternal, and truth. The Father granted her request. Foreknowledge, incorruptibility, life eternal, and truth came into being and glorified their father and mother. The Father gazed into Barbello, and she conceived by him. She gave birth to a spark of light, similar to the Father's light. This was the Son, who was called autogenes, self-generated, since he was at bottom identical with the Father. He was further called Christ, a name greater than every name. The Father anointed the Son with his goodness, which passed his perfect goodness on to his Son. The Son glorified his Father and Mother. Just as Barbello had asked the one to give her new eons, the Son asked to be given another, mind. The Father and Mother agreed. Mind arose and glorified its Father and Mother. Mind wanted to bring something else into being through the Father's word. Will was born, followed by word. The Father made the Son the master of all power and truth. From the Son came the four luminaries, Harmozal, Oriel, Devathai, and Eleleth. Each came into being with 3 additional eons along with its own. The 3 eons with Harmozal were grace, truth, and form. The 3 with Oriel were insight, perception, and memory. The 3 with Devathai were understanding, love, and idea. The 3 with Eleleth were perfection, peace, and Sophia, wisdom.
Watch this creature come back to life. It was all dried up with mud. Water got poured on it, and it started moving. Meet the sucker-mouth catfish. This fish is able to breathe air, and it had switched into hibernation mode that allows them to survive under dried, hardened mud without water for months.
That is crazy, man. These things, they are very intelligent. How can they do that?
Interesting topic.
Yo, man, what's up with this dog? Did you just eat a chick? Yo, man, a pet eating another pet. This is crazy, no, but it had not swallowed it completely. These pets are very peculiar.
All digital data in the world will get deleted in 2033, and this guy from the year 2062 just told us how. Yes, he claims to be a time traveler. They even connected him to a lie detector, and it all checked out as true. So Spotify reached out to sponsor this video to let us get to the bottom of this. His name is Peter Reuter, who says in November of 2022, patient 0 of a deadly virus started infection at JFK Airport. And in October 2023, a new variant of the virus known as Pegasus will spread to infect the entire world. Dr. Eliza Knight was assigned to Peter's case, who tells her the end of the world is closer than we think. According to him, kids being born now will be known as the IP, or interpandemic generation, who will grow up glued to a screen and fearing social contact. In 2031, we finally establish our first colony on Mars, but that's nothing compared to the discovery we make there 11 years later. On March 30th, 2033, the world will experience the Great Deletion, in which an AI tasked with cleaning up junk files ends up deleting literally everything. Just imagine waking up one day with no email, no social media, your entire digital footprint is completely erased. Then, in August 2042, that colony on Mars uncovers an ancient city buried under the Martian surface, which apparently teaches us how to time travel. Ultimately, October 2053 is when the entire world crumbles for good. But then, the unexpected happens. Dr. Knight wakes up in the year 2012, where she's now the patient, and a familiar doctor is interviewing her about her mental health, which is the plot of Case 63, a Spotify original audio series which...
Oh man, that's very crazy to think about it, man. But you know what's more crazy to think about? It's how we as humans we can overcome whatever it is that is coming, if this is true or whatever. You know, even according to the Bible, the end time shall come. But with love, man, and uniting, we can overcome anything that can come our way. We are strong as one than we think. Because even if all these digital footprints are erased and we still love one another, we can connect very, very closely and we can do amazing, crazy stuff, man. Watch till the end these videos and share love. That's what we are saying. Good vibes and sharing love. Let's see this guy. See what's happening. Whoa, man. What's up with this guy? Is it training or he has been bewitched? Is this some training or what's up with this guy? My God. Yo. Man, this does not look like training because people have come to spectate. You know, when people come to spectate, it's usually some crazy stuff. You see, even that guy recording you, so this guy is doing some crazy stuff here. Why is he doing this? When he just comes here where there is many stones, what happens to him? He pretends to be dead or... Yo! What's up with this guy with the calabash? A witch or what? Man! What the... Oh! It's like now I've started understanding. It happened. Yo, it's like this guy was called by a witch. He was bewitched and he was like hearing some frequency towards a specific place here where we are seeing. But what do you understand from this video, man? Now this guy with the calabash, I think he is now the witch doctor. Oh my God. You see, our man here just woke up after some crazy stuff by the guy with the calabash. Oh my God. This is so sad. Oh my. Oh, she. What's up? What's that guy doing, man? Some unnecessary drama. Is this drama real or some scripted drama? Yo, share your thoughts about it, man. Yo, this is crazy. Please share love. Don't do this.
He broke my squishy.
What? Man, that's crazy. Shit.
Was Jesus born on December 25th?
No. First clue, Luke 2. It says, and she gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him in cloths, laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. In the same region, there were some shepherds staying out in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. The rabbis say in the Talmud that shepherds would only be out in the fields around March until the next rainy season. So people argue, well, you know, the winter there is not, the winter still gets cold there too. I mean, if you've been to Israel in the winter, it does get, I've been there when there's been snow. So there is one time of the year that shepherds would especially be out with their flocks at night. Only one, that's in the springtime. Why are they watching their flocks at all hours? Because shepherds during one particular time do that. It's when the sheep give birth to lambs. In that the lambing season. That's the only time. That's what they're watching at any time of day, any time of night. They're watching for any birth. That's the only time. And when would that happen? The lambs are not like people. They're only born at one time.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I must be a dummy. Honestly.
No. Lambs are only born at a certain time of the year, not like us. They can only be born in a certain season. They're born in the springtime. They could start as early as February, but it really would go March, April. That's the center. That's the Hebrew month of Nisan. We're going to also go through Nisan is that month. So during that, they'd be watching it, which all fits together because, you know, the shepherds Their job is to watch because a lamb, they have to make sure that lamb's okay. So what a perfect thing to begin with, because Jesus is the Lamb of God. So why would God have, who would he have to greet the birth? Shepherds who are watching for the birth of the lambs. So here, that's so perfect of God. Messiah is the Lamb of God, and they're there greeting. That's what they're doing. And where is he born? He's born in Bethlehem or Beit Lechem. And the thing is that Bethlehem, people don't know this, because of some clues we have in the writings of the rabbis, was actually a place where the lambs that they had were actually the lambs for the temple sacrifice. Bethlehem especially was the lambs for the temple sacrifice.
Really?
So here, what more perfect place and time? Messiah born at the time of the lambs, when the sacrificial lambs are born, in the place where they're born. Every day, every time he fulfills a holy day, he doesn't just fulfill the time, the theme of that day, he fulfills it. For instance, Passover, he dies as the Passover lamb. First fruits, he rises. So everything has to do with that. Is there any day on the Hebrew calendar that would match up with birth, new beginning, new everything? There is one day, and it happens to be in Nisan. And the one day is Nisan 1, which is the very beginning of the Hebrew year, the very day that begins everything. There was a early church, we went from there, and now we're going to go into the hidden vaults of the Vatican. Okay, and in there is a writing of a church father called Hippolytus. And what he did is they use him and they say, Hippolytus, he's the one who gave us December 25th. He told us in the early days, it's the 25th of December. But in one of the, you look at the writings, it's been censored because in one of the writings there, it says, it's like they put that in. You look at his writing, he says in the same thing, no, Messiah was born in the month of Nisan. This is an early church writing which was censored. There's even a document in the Vatican Church. This is not, crazy stuff. It's there, which gives a document which gives Nisan as the date of Messiah's birth.
Yo, that is so fascinating, man, to think about. But does it really matter the day the Messiah was born? What matters is what he was all about. He was all about love, man. That's what he talked about. There was even sometime maybe a parable of the rich and the poor where some guy was told if he gave all his money to the poor, he would be to heaven. But I don't know, something like that. Just generally about love. That's what the Messiah was all about. So worrying too much about when he was born does not matter. Worry too much about what he was all about. And if he's coming back, better be doing what he was all about. Love, man, and positive vibes. Let's keep watching.
The reason why they're quitting is because these kids are mean and they're making.
This is not just a Canadian thing. My mom teaches, and I haven't been talking about it much because I don't want her to get in trouble. And rest the fuck assured that in a situation like this, the teachers are the ones that get in trouble. My mom's mom died last year, and the students made fun of my mom for taking time off. They made fun of my mother because her mother died and she was grieving. My mother is going bald, so she started wearing wigs, and the children are coming for her wigs. She doesn't care if they know it's a wig. She's not stupid enough to think that they can't clock a wig. But when she said, girls, what are some reasons that somebody might wear a wig? And they said cancer, alopecia, medical reasons. She said, yeah, so maybe can you stop making fun of my wig? They laughed in her face. My mom's being reprimanded because she can't teach, because she's not allowed to send disruptive children out of the classroom without getting permission. Every time a student does something messed up, she has to type in Google Chat to ask permission to send a child out of the classroom. She has no power. They don't respect her because they know she has no power. She has to get permission to send you out. The school system and the parents have tied the hands of teachers. I'm not even getting to the whole, gender and pronoun and LGBT plus thing. This is just baseline. Children are the devil now. You have raised little demons and you're just cool letting them get away with it. My mom has approximately 3 years till retirement, and I've never seen her cry like this. Not because of the adults. She's always been frustrated by the adults. She's an Aries. But the students are allowed to say, The girls that were making fun of my mom for having to wear a wig were saying the stuff 2 feet away from the fucking principal. He heard it and turned away and walked away. My mom has to do this 3 more years. And this is not even taking into consideration, y'all don't know the impact that has had on me, the daughter of a teacher. I spent so many Saturdays as a child sleeping on art tables in her art room for high schoolers. It wasn't even my school, because that's what teachers have to do. They put in so much time outside of the normal school day, grading and prepping. I spent so much time in that art classroom when I could have been doing other things, but that's just what teachers have to do. They have to pay for their own supplies. They have to pay for fucking everything. You know, they don't actually have to, but it is very much implied that if they don't have all the supplies that they need, they will get fucking fired. It's called constructive dismissal, by the way. You've removed every disciplinarian thing that my mother could possibly do, and now she's just being berated. She can't read the kids back. She can't discipline them, so they get to just attack her. They call her fat. They call her smelly. They call her every fucking thing under the sun. And you all don't hear it because she'll call parents and she'll tell them what Johnny or Susie said. And all the parent wants to know is, what did you do to make my kid do that? Because my Johnny or Susie is a fucking angel. That's a goddamn lie. You know it's a goddamn lie. How dare you? Teachers get paid jack shit. And you all refuse to raise your children, and the school boards refuse to let them actually do their goddamn job. And I know some of you are going to think that I am exaggerating the things that have happened to my mom. I'm fucking not. Those, by the way, are just things that have happened within the last calendar year. We could go back through her 30-year fucking portfolio. Some of the things that you are comfortable letting your children say, and I can't do shit. Do you know how frustrating that is for the children of teachers? We can't help. Raise your kids better and give teachers some fucking power, because this is pissing me off.
Before we even go very far, watching that video from this side of the world, I must say it is very creepy and sad. Because I even cannot fathom how children can answer to a teacher. How? Or even mock them, or, that's very sad. Here from this side of the world, my friend, a teacher is a person you respect very much. A teacher can tell you, remove trouser, short, I beat you, 20 strokes, lie flat, you are beaten, you receive, and you say thank you. No such stuff that I'm hearing. This is very sad. What's happening there, English people? Please tell us, is everything okay in your society? Man, please guys, share up. Teach your children better. That's what people should be doing. Not that. That's very saddening, man. It has caught me by surprise. And please, in your country, guys that are watching, in your country, do you do that, or how do you treat teachers? And like to know different experiences with teachers in different places, because in our country,
Ons huis. En die mense wat ons nou gehelp het. Richard's huis. Okay, Lexie sit. Lena's huis. En ou Lex, sorry Lex.
no, these are photos of that UFO that we have been hearing in our previous episodes that have passed some few. The one that was followed by jets and entered in the water, then came out of the water. This is how it looked like, man. Do you see how crazy it is? Shit. Look at these coins. Where are these coins from? Are these real coins from outside the world or from space coins? Who knows? Maybe you help me to know what is in that, man. Thanks for watching up to this far. Much, much, much love. And keep it tuned for some more fire episodes coming your way. Go out, man.